hit me with any questions you got.
I got a whole bunch of questions.
All righty.
Well, then the first one is, you made a couple comments early on that threw a question to my head about where all this information is stored. My impression initially was that when you sold this product to a company, that the product goes on the company's computers and that all the data and everything is stored on the company's computers, only accessible by the company. Is that the case, or is the company actually accessing your website and your server and database is all stored at your level?
It's offered both ways. We sell it both ways. The enterprise version is a version that would sit on the client's computer system. We also offer it as software as a service where it sits on our server. We've got a server farm out there that's housed in multiple locations with power backups, all that kind of stuff to make sure it's always available. And that's the service that a lot of clients are taking, so they don't have to deal with keeping track of the upgrades to their IT system, keeping upgrades on their operating system. We manage all that for them. All they need is a browser to get into it.
Okay. Related question, and probably two answers, but you talked about people who have administrative rights or assigned administrative rights. Is there a limit to the number of people that can have administrative rights for the product? And would that be different between whether the product was under their control or on your server?
There's no limits in either case.
Okay.
We don't. That's one thing we see a lot of our competitors that have products like this doing. You gotta pay for each person that can access and edit. We don't put those kind of limits on. We do have limits for number of employees, and that's only for billing purposes. As you get above 1,000 people, we have a little bit of a different price structure once you get above 1,000, and then we have discounted price structures for your smaller users, just because a lot of times they can't afford the fees associated with an enterprise system like this. And our philosophy is, safety for everyone, so we kind of set that up that way.
Sure. One more question.
Okay.
And if is it possible? This is all kind of goes back to the modification part. Your flexibility to help the customer do what they want. Would it be possible to have a Vigilant only system within the Vigilant system where we could import proprietary forms or maybe put in some state-specific forms? For example, you see what Oregon OSHA is trying to do with their compliance spaces standard, which could end up needing a whole different compliance spaces permit than the feds are required.
Yes, we have done that. We have done that before, and we can do that. What you could do is you could basically set up Vigilant as like the corporate, as like a corporation, and then have each of the people that are Vigilant clients underneath that are using the software as a service. You could set those up as individual sites underneath that. Then you guys could have your stuff stored in your corporate site. That's all your proprietary stuff that only you can get to as administrators. And then each site would only get to their site data. They can't actually come back up. So the structure of you kind of think of it like an umbrella, but you can only go up inside your own umbrella. But the people from up above can come down through the top. It's like you have a one-way membrane in each umbrella. You can go down through it to get to the people below you in your umbrella, but the people below you can't come up through to get into your membrane.
Okay.
So
that's all the questions I have, Kevin. Thanks. A great presentation, by the way.
No, thank you. How about some others? We got some others out there?
Let me ask this to the group. In a member webinar, I mean, this was for us internally, but if we were going to take this to members, is this the appropriate forum? Do you think they need? What do you think the members are going to need?
Right off the bat, I think this is good. I invited a member to sit on this today, and she couldn't do that. Her schedule was valid. But I think I like that it's a little off the cuff and it's interactive. People can ask questions and whatnot. I didn't mind, let's listening to Kevin and his staff in the background. It just made it feel more personal to me. I thought the website worked well, and I'm using the phone for audio. Was there an option to use the website for audio?
I think so.
I think so,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to do that. But I think so.
Yeah. Okay, well, but the phone's working great. I mean, this thing was flawless for me this morning. As soon as I got the software loaded up and fired up, it just worked great.
We've been real pleased with the AT&T Connect. It gives you a really clear picture and seems to work well for demonstrations.
I think if you could limit to relatively small groups of employers, instead of trying to get 50 or 100 people in this all trying to be interactive at the same time, if you had groups of 10 or 12 at the outside maybe do this and having the interactive format like this. My 2 cents.
Yeah, I think
We can also try.
the reason we like Kevin and his group is, one, because he's very service oriented. They really cater to the person that is interested in the product. You can go with one, or it's affordable. You can get 1 or 2 modules. Anyway, it seems to be a pretty good fit here. I guess the next step is going to be, how do we get it out to the members? How do we make this thing visible? And what we want to do, and and I think again our role is going to be minimal in this whole thing, but we just wanted everybody to be, to see the product, see what's out there, get to know Kevin and the way they operate over there. So, if you have any other comments, I think it'd be good if you get them to Dan Blair or myself, and then we're sort of points of contact here for Kevin. And then as we move forward, we'll let the staff know what's going on. I guess in addition, Kevin, maybe the same thing's going to work with the staff that couldn't be here. I noticed we got probably more IR staff and safety staff, but you guys touch a different group of members as well, or maybe different contact points at the membership base. So. All we want to do is be able to recognize if there's a need in the membership and say, if you really want to organize your safety efforts, there's a tool out there that will do that. So, we're going to go ahead, Kevin.
Well, I was just going to say, and I really didn't go there's a lot of these tools I didn't go that deep into. There's just a lot of features that we didn't talk about that, because it takes so much time to try to go that deep, and I think, as you called it, Joe, get into the weeds. Like the incident tool prints out every federal OSHA form automatically and calculates it all automatically. We just didn't talk about a lot of cool things that the system does where you don't have to do multiple data entry. We just really hate people having to do that.
Yeah, see, I think it's great that you love your product and you want to show us everything about it. I love the enthusiasm. The issue is, I think for us, is when do we want to show people what its capabilities are and give them a flavor for it. And then I think once you get a user, now you got to really get in and down and dirty with all of this stuff. So
yeah,
that'll be something we figure out, I think, as we go along.
And if we need to do multiple presentations, like I'm not sure who the person was that suggested that, maybe we need to do, instead of one big giant, presentation to try to collect all the membership, maybe you do smaller and then medium and large. I don't know. We'll do that though if you need that done. If you need to do 3 or 4 instead of 1 or 2.
Are there ever meetings we could?
Any other thoughts from any of the other participants or comments?
Should we, would it be valuable to have a little internal confab right after this? Are you guys going to sit down there and talk about it?
I got to hop off, unfortunately. We're leaving for your neck of the woods in about 30 minutes, Dave.
Oh, okay. Swing by here if you get a chance today.
Yeah, we just might. Derek Margaret and I have a meeting with the benefits broker down there.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't thought about it.
Cool.
Anyway, if there's any further comments or that you want to get directly to me, that's fine. You can send them over to me or give me a holler. But Kevin, I really appreciate your time this morning. I think you did a great job. I think everybody got a feel for what you have here. And we'll continue to move forward with this thing.
Great. Well, thank you guys for your time.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.